What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stock option recap for March 3rd, 2021. The Dow Jones is down 0.39%, the Nasdaq's down 2.7%, and the S&P is down 1.31%. Now, before we get in the video, make sure you hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can be notified when we go live. We're live market open to market close Monday through Friday, so you'll definitely want to hit that notification bell, and you will be notified the second we go live and also when we post videos. So the first option I want to talk about today is Lyft. Lyft had a pretty insane day today, up a little bit over 7% on the day just on the stock from that news that they said they were going to increase revenue by like 4% a year or something like that. But there was a lot of opportunity on these $62 options. You could have got these for about $25 to $30 here on this dip, and they went up a little over 1,000% towards the top of the day, and they still closed up quite a bit, but crazy move there on Lyft. You may want to keep an eye on this one for a potential put play or maybe a credit spread if it continues to go up a little more, just because the market's been falling off so much recently. You might start to see people rotate out of like Lyft and Uber in order to get in safer value names, because that just seems like what's been going on in the market is a lot of people are rotating into value dividend stocks and rotating out of your bigger name growth stocks that are up a lot. So keep an eye on Lyft for a potential put play if we see more downside in the market in the coming weeks. Another pretty crazy stock today was Wells Fargo. Pretty much all the banks were up a lot today, but Wells Fargo had a lot of opportunity on the options. You could have got these 38 calls for about $20 in the morning, and Wells Fargo was ripping a lot in the morning, and they went up a little over 400% more towards the top of the day. But it looks like the banks started to sell off a little bit more towards the end of the day, so you might want to keep an eye on the banks to see if they start to fall off with the market. Banks could be a potential play because even Kathy Woods was live today, I believe, and she was talking a lot of smack on the banks. So just keep an eye on them. If you continue to see the rotation, you could possibly play the banks both ways. I would just be really patient on there. Another interesting stock today was Bed Bath & Beyond. They had pretty similar news to like Lyft, giving increased guidance for the coming years, and they responded really positively to that news. They sort of fell off more towards the end of the day, just like pretty much everything else besides your value rotation names. But you could have made some pretty crazy moves on this if you played that news. Some of these options are up a little over 1,000% more towards the top, and then as long as you made that quick flip, you would have done really well. But if you held them, you would only be up like 100%. So pretty dope little news play there. I kind of wanted to play this just because Bed Bath & Beyond has exposure to like the short squeeze meme stocks as well, so I thought it would be really good, but I didn't end up pulling the trigger just because the spreads were super wide as soon as that news hit. I was trying to look for a potential play on there, but pretty dope play on there. You may want to keep an eye on this as well. Another pretty decent stock today was Exom. Oil had an extremely good day today, but just like every other stock, it seems like everything just kind of sold off more towards the end of the day. So you might want to keep an eye on oil. This might be really good. If you start to see somewhat of a rotation into these oil stocks, it could be pretty decent. Also, you could get some potential on the put side because a lot of these puts are actually really cheap. As long as there's not a gap down on Exom in the morning, you might be able to do something with this if the market continues to fall and oil follows. But as far as the options go, you could have got these 58 calls for about $20, $30 here in the morning, and they went up a little over 200%, so not the craziest move there, but there wasn't really that many great plays on the call side. Most of your good plays were on the put side because the market fell off a lot today. A lot of your bigger name tech stocks are down 3-4%. So I'm just mentioning this for maybe a potential put play because, like I said, you're seeing this rotation into your value dividend stock names and just in general a lot of stocks that really haven't recovered since last March. So I think Exom could be good either way. I just wanted to mention this one so you guys kind of have an idea of what I'm looking at. Now on to the puts. There were some pretty crazy put plays today, but I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to go through the couple that I thought were really, really crazy. And we're going to start out with Myrna. We talked about this in the last video. These puts are going crazy on Myrna. Myrna is falling off a lot. I feel like Myrna was kind of lagging behind your other vaccine names because a lot of your other vaccine stocks are down a lot besides Myrna and J&J. But it looks like Myrna is actually catching up with AstraZeneca and Pfizer. And you did see Pfizer rotate to the upside today, so it's kind of interesting. But some of these puts were crazy. You could have got these 130 puts for about $20, $30 in the morning, and they're up a little over 1,000%. So Myrna has just been crazy. I told you guys to keep an eye on this one, but I did not end up playing it. I didn't think it was actually going to react like this, but super crazy moves on Myrna today. This is one of the most impressive stocks recently, in my opinion, just because of how it's been moving. It's kind of crazy. Another pretty interesting stock on the put side is DraftKings. DraftKings was up a lot today in the morning, and they just sold off pretty much all day after that little gap up they had in the morning. Now, a lot of these options were pretty expensive, but you could have got these 65 puts for about $25 in the morning, and they started to gain a lot of premium more towards the middle of the day, and they ended up going a little over 600% more towards the top of the day. But I really like DraftKings. It could be really good more on the put side if we continue to see it go down. A lot of your really further out the money options aren't really up that much, so maybe you could find something with more time for a little bit less premium on there. But I'm going to be keeping my eye on DraftKings because they have just been killing it lately, and if the market continues to sell off huge, DraftKings does have a lot of potential to go on the downside. You just haven't really been seeing the same type of rotation into DraftKings. It's just been reacting a lot to news, and they had earnings last week. Keep an eye on there. DraftKings could be good both ways, either way though, especially if we start to bounce here soon. Now, the final one on my list is DoorDash. DoorDash has been getting absolutely clapped lately. We were up a lot on this stock in the long term, and now we're pretty much at the break even of where we bought it. But some of these options went crazy. Like these 130s, you could have picked these up for about $15-$20 earlier in the morning, and they went up a little over 500%. So not like the super craziest gains, but DoorDash options are really expensive to begin with, and they have been moving a lot on the downside, so DoorDash could be really good if they continue to drop. They are a pretty new IPO, so they don't really have a bottom of where they could hit. So if you start to see a lot more volatility in DoorDash, it might be really good because some of these further out the monies, they're up quite a bit, but there's not really as much premium as something like this 130. It kind of reminds me of DraftKings. Maybe you could find something with more time, but it looks like all these plays with time are really expensive already, so you might just have to be patient on there and time a weekly if you want to play something on DoorDash. But that is your stock option recap for today. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like button and also hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can be notified when we go live. We're live market open to market close Monday through Friday, so you'll definitely want to hit that notification bell and you will be notified the second we go live and also when we post videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.